What's up guys, John Carden for Primal Performance Coaching, and today I'm going to give you guys a weekly nutrition tip. So this week we're going to talk about diets, specifically the feelings of a deficit and ways to manage it, and like expectations of a diet. So a lot of people will come to me when they're looking for nutritional help, and they have some pretty like outlandish like expectations of how much weight they're going to lose in like a month overall. They kind of like get their expectations from Instagram, online. A lot of these expectations aren't the most realistic or the most practical, and a lot of the times, like, the faster you get into it, the faster you lose the weight, the faster you're going to gain it back. And what people don't realize is there needs to be a period of losing, maintaining, losing, maintaining, and then what you want to do is keep working down. Now, a lot of people, I recommend to them, don't worry about how long it takes, worry about getting there and consistently working towards there. Now, a lot of people go, I want to lose like 100 pounds in a year or something. I think that's realistically unrealistic. I think I have not had, other than myself, I haven't had one client do that. I at one time lost 80 pounds in a year, but then over the course of not even a year, I was back up to 300 pounds. This is in the middle of my powerlifting career. I went to like 230, all the way, actually I did it twice, about 2 or 3 times actually. And I got like pretty lean, and then I was gonna try to stay around there and build up slowly, and then I just like got fat again. And it just like, because it wasn't sustainable with what I was doing and how I was eating when I didn't stay on the diet. So for a lot of people, I would recommend, like, look at losing 30 pounds a year, right? And if you're gonna lose 30 pounds, so that means realistically over the course of 12 months, on average, you're gonna be losing let's say you lose 36 pounds a year, about 3 pounds a month. Now, most people expect to see losses of 10 pounds a month. It's the same thing with gaining muscle. I wouldn't expect to see more than a 10-pound gain of muscle in a year in a client unless they're on steroids or a growth hormone. And even then, for an advanced trainee, 10 pounds of muscle, especially if you're an advanced bodybuilder, 10 pounds of muscle, even while you're on steroids and growth hormone, is significant, right? So 10 pounds of muscle, once you've already built your base and you have a pretty solid amount of muscle, is a lot of muscle, right? Especially if you have a lean muscle mass in your body of about like 180, 200 pounds, putting on 10 pounds onto that is insane, right? That means 210 pounds of your body weight is muscle that's walking around just shredded, right? So for a lot of people, that's a big change. But if you're just getting into it and you're just building up your strength and building up your muscle mass, like, 10 pounds of muscle in a year is a pretty solid goal. So gaining like a pound of body weight a month, right? And then doing a bulking phase for like a year, where like two months of that year you're just trying to maintain that like 10 pounds you put on, right? But you're looking at 10 pounds, so that's like taking average weight. So another thing I think people should do is weigh themselves regularly. Now, I'm probably going to get shit on for this. I'm probably like, well, the scale's not super important. I understand that. But in order to use the scale as a measure to generalize trends. Now, the only thing I will preface to this is if you are someone that obsesses over your body weight already and puts a lot of value into the body weight, this may not work for you and it may not be a good idea, because then you get too stuck into it. Now, I found for me it's great because I don't really give a fuck. Like, I care and I do want to lose weight, but I understand, and I'm fairly educated, so I can understand that the scale will fluctuate, especially as a larger individual. My body weight will fluctuate drastically, so I need to keep on that. And basically what I do is I watch daily, weekly, monthly trend. So I have it all in an Excel file and I graph it out. But the other thing that I've noticed is what you want to add to that is circumferences. Don't really have to worry about arms, but if you're worried about getting leaner or like bulking up and not like gaining body fat, I recommend really focusing on hip and waist measurement. Now what that's going to do is it's going to see if you're adding to your waistline and your hip line especially, you're going to see that you're probably increasing your body fat. So And if it's decreasing, you're probably decreasing body fat. So if you look into those two things and you keep tracking those and keep watching daily track. Now what people do is, especially in the beginning, they get too locked into it and they get too like upset about like changes like big or small. So for those people, it's like basically just be unemotional about it. If you basically go into the first 2 months of like watching these trends, not expecting to see big changes in the trends, you will be able to maintain with that and you'll be able to stick with that and you'll be able to progress. And over time, that just helps. But like I said, it's like learning how to be realistic with what it is that you're achieving. Realizing that like you can't change overnight. You're not going to go from like super fat to super in shape, generally speaking, in a very quick amount of time. So take the time, build up, realize what a realistic expectation is, talk to a trainer, talk to a nutrition coach, really iron out what is realistic. Don't just tell them what you want. Be like, this is what I want, but realistically seeing how long is this going to take, and be like, tell them, don't bullshit me, like tell me. And I'll straight up tell people, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. And I'm not bullshitting, but like, yeah, you want to lose 30 pounds? Let's do this in a year. So that's my little rant on nutrition. I hope people take that as like with a grain of salt and actually implement it.